Hello friends. Today what we're going to do is we are going to make art using our name or a word that you love using right now. Okay, so let's see what are the supplies that we need. We need some coloring material. We need a paper and a pencil. I'm going to use a marker so you guys can see. If you have a black marker, it will be good to use that also. Okay, if you don't have, you can use a black crayon or a black color pencil. So and then you need a paper. So before we do this art on the paper, I want you guys to practice this on a rough piece of paper. Okay, so let me find, or you can use a whiteboard to practice this on, and then you can start working on the paper. I have my whiteboard. So for this art, we are going to stack our name. Okay, stack the letters of our name and make stacked. I don't know what to call this. It's like a stacked word art. Maybe that's the name. So first we need to learn how to stack the letters. Okay, so first, let's see how to stack these things. We need to start from the bottom. Let's write down the word that we are going to use. Maybe crayons. Okay, you can write your name. For the practice, you can try with crayon or whatever you want. Okay, so what we'll do is so first write down the word and then we'll start with the last letter. So the last letter is the letter that is going to be stacked on the bottom. So maybe you can just stack with the letters, or you can add some shapes in between your stack. Okay, so I'm going to maybe start with some shapes on the bottom. I have some shapes stacked. Rectangle. On top of it, I have another one. So when you're stacking, what you need to keep in mind is it's like stacking blocks. If you leave a lot of space in between, so suppose you are stacking one like this and then one like this, is this and then another one without touching any other shapes. Do you think it is possible to stack things like that without this would be like things floating in the air, right? If this won't be possible, right? It's like you're just dropping something, and I'm drawing that in the process of somebody dropping some shapes down. Is this shape going to stay there in that position? No. So when you're stacking the name or the letters, what you need to do is you need to stack it on top of each other. So see that each shape and each letter is touching another shape or another letter. Okay, so these are all touching, so this is possible, right? So I'm going to have another shape like that. I'm going to start with my letters now. So letters S. So again, after you write the letter, you need to make a bubble around it. Okay, so I have S, then maybe I'll stack a shape on top of this, and then N can go here. Erase the thing here. I'm going to have another shape here, and then it looks like O, right? So O is the next letter coming, so I'm not going to put this there. I'm going to put a square. I'm going to put O on top. Okay, then I'm going to have a shape, and then I'm going to put Y. I don't have space for crayons. I'm going to erase this. I'm going to put it down here. So far I have all these letters, right? Then I need to put another shape. And then A is going to stay here. Dangling. It's like what is that game that we play by stacking the blocks? Oh, maybe it'll come back to me. So it's like that. R and maybe R here. I don't have any more space, right? So I'm going to put C here. So can you see the stacked up art that we made? And then on the ground, I'm going to make this lines to make it look like it is sitting on there is a floor, okay? In between, so in between these shapes, I'm going to make it dark. Okay, like that. So if there is a space in between something, it will look better when I do it on the paper. Okay, so this is how we are going to create the art. So grab your paper, and then whatever you're going to write, if it's your name, write down your name. I'm going to write my name, so let me write down my name on over here, so that, or I'll just stick to crayons itself, because I now know how to where to place the letters, right? So I'll have that. I'm going to just copy this on the paper. Okay, so I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to take my paper, and then I'm going to, so this time you can you know how to place the things. You can either start with the black marker or with the black pencil, just the pencil and whatever you want. Okay, so I'm going to start, maybe the base, I'm going to make it a little bit more than this. So maybe more circles stacked. Okay, and next what I'm going to do is I'm going to, maybe I'll use the pencil. I'm going to put the S first, then I'm going to put the the let me make this. Oh, my nose is itching. My allergies are so bad today. So S is there, and then I need to put the next shape on top. Oh, my nose. Let me put another shape. Then I'm going to put the next letter. Oh, I should have made this with the pencil so that I can make a bubble around it. Crayon, maybe O I'll put next to it on the same thing. So Y can go here. No, crayons. Yo. So there's no another O here. I'm just the next letter goes up here. I'm putting it sideways. The last two letters. So once you're done, so there are places you can add more shapes, right? So maybe I can add a circle here. And what I'm going to do is to make inside each shape, I'm going to add a line to make it look like it's a shape, not a letter. Okay. So it will make the viewer's eye, it will be easier for the person to read. If you make it a little bit different, the shapes a little bit different than the letters. So can you see? So in between these stacked things, if you want, you can keep on adding more. So I'm going to add a circle here in between these two, maybe. And then you need to erase off all these pencil lines. All the pencil lines should go. So this can be your name also, okay? So, and then we need to make the add a floor. So I'm just going to make some lines to make it look like it's the floor, okay? Then After that, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the empty spaces between the shapes. So with black itself. Any empty space that you see, you're going to fill that up. Actually, this marker is dry now. Let me grab another marker. Oh, this was the good. This is the new marker that I had kept aside. Can you see I'm filling in all the spaces? Here there is space. I see some space here. Inside the letters also you can fill in. Here what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it like that and then fill this whole space. Here there is a space here, and inside the A, and here also. So when you do that, what happens is you'll be able to see the things more clearly. So I just closed it over here so that way I don't have to color the rest, right? So these two letters are closed. I'm not going to color this side. I'll show you how I will connect everything together. Okay, so if you don't have a black marker, you can do this with a black crayon, as I always tell you guys. Check whether you missed any spot. Maybe I could connect this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around this and create like a bubble, or let me show you how it is. I don't know the word, so I'm using some lines, and in between I'm adding some dots also, not one continuous line, dot and lines, to make it look like everything is inside that. It's like I'm making a fence, or see, if you want, you can make it a little bit more fancy. So instead of like this, maybe let me show you guys on this one, because so what you can do is inside the circles, you can make it look fancy by making swirls inside if you want. And you can make a checkerboard or like lines this way. This, okay, inside the shapes. So you just see the letters. So it'll be easy to see the letters that way, right? So like that. You can do that if you want. If you want, you can make like things coming out. Like that. So all these things you can do to make it look fancy. Let me. Things like that. Okay, so you can make this as fancy as you want, or you can keep it simple. Okay, so I'm going to keep it simple like this, and then if you want, you can go ahead color the letters. Okay, so maybe I'm going to leave the letters white. Maybe I'll add a pattern to my. So instead of just, so you can just leave it like this for the shapes to make it look like that. Those are the shapes, right? Just like I told you before. Or as I showed you, you can make it look more fancy, the shapes. So I'm going to try that out. Because I'm not going to color in my letters. I want it to be easy for the eyes to read the letters. So to make it more simple, this is the way we can do that. So maybe you should have a different pattern for each type of the shape. So all the rectangles like that, maybe I'm going to keep the triangles this way and the circles this way. You can come up with your own pattern inside the shapes. So we have only 2 more shapes to go. So this type of art is like a art that you can make with minimal things. It's a doodle actually, right? So can you see the crayons are written easily now? So this is the lesson for today. And hope you guys liked it, and hope you guys will try it out and see how it turns out. So till we meet next week, bye bye.